Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is creating a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. However, the SEC has postponed a decision to approve the first Bitcoin ETF on more than one occasion, with SEC Chair Gary Gensler previously calling for more regulation and more investor protection. Well, joining now is Alex Vuocolo with Cheddar. Alex, it's good to see you this afternoon. So we've already seen the SEC postpone decisions on a Bitcoin ETF before. Is this ETF from Cathie Wood's ARK Invest much different than the other applications?
Hey, Kristen. In many ways, it's actually very similar to all the other applications that are currently in the pipeline. They all work with a custodian of some kind to hold the Bitcoin. They all measure Bitcoin's price through various exchanges, and they all recognize how the volatility of Bitcoin will add a layer of risk to their funds. It's really the real problem here is more that the SEC is still working out its approach to Bitcoin ETFs. I don't think you can really point to any individual application as being, a barrier to why it hasn't gotten approved yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this has been years in the making. I mean, even pre-pandemic, we were seeing the Winklevoss twins. They wanted to make a Bitcoin ETF, but it didn't quite happen. So anyway, Cathie Wood's going back to this portfolio of hers. She's got a lot of pushback because she went all in on tech stocks, basically at the top. Tesla, other large technology names, basically the NASDAQ. Her reputation as an investor, do we know if that's going to play into how her Bitcoin ETF is received?
In many ways, it could actually serve her quite well because, as I mentioned, a lot of these applications are similar. So when it comes down to ETFs getting approved, reputation and marketing and distribution are going to play a big role. So Cathie has a big and loyal base of investors. She's a longtime Bitcoin bull, so her brand is synonymous with crypto. And she's also synonymous with innovation and disruption, which, when ETFs finally come onto the scene, that's going to play a big role.
Mm-hmm. Now, is the SEC delaying its approval for multiple Bitcoin ETFs slowing the flow of the applications, or are investment firms still pushing ahead?
No, I think as ARK Invest's application exemplifies, the firms are plowing ahead despite the delays. And I think the real reason for that is that when a ETF is approved, it's going to be a gold rush. And I think anyone that has any interest in this industry is trying to put their hat in the ring now so that when it does happen, they're ready to get going.
I'm just curious, Alex, I don't know if you've spent much time looking at this, but why not just invest in Bitcoin? Why do you need a Bitcoin ETF?
I think that gets back to the general argument for ETFs, which is that a lot of people are sort of intimidated by the prospect of getting their own digital wallet, buying the Bitcoin, holding the Bitcoin, making sure they don't lose the Bitcoin. This is really a convenience thing, and I think the real hope is that once ETFs are up and running, that people that before were kind of on the fence about investing in Bitcoin will go ahead and invest in an ETF, and they'll mix it in to their portfolios or other prospects.
I do anticipate perhaps when we see an ETF approved, maybe that'll be the juice that these cryptocurrencies need to rise. It sounds like it is a ways in the future.